Hey, welcome to part 2. Part 1 is linked down below in the description if you haven't checked it out yet and feel called to. Now, we're getting an activation for what is happening here within the 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, because this is connected to our new moon yesterday in Virgo. And Mercury goes direct today and the moon enters Libra. And this has to do with we're expanding our 10 of Cups with the sun, with the energy, with happiness. And in part 1, we broke this down a little bit. Now we're getting an activation for what's happening here because the Queen of Pentacles is not seeing something. She is lost in creation through the earth, with the earth, but she's not seeing something. And this has to do with the angles of perception that we are creating with, that we're creating our divine inheritance with and our best lives. And it's connected to, of course, the 10 of Cups and the sun. And we know this has to do with alchemy. And this is the alchemy of the 2 of Cups and the sun and the moon coming together through the 2 of Pentacles shift through the earth. And what this has to do with is she who dreams. And that's connected to her last message that is linked down below if you'd like to check that out again. Or if you'd like to check it out if you haven't. Now what this has to do with is a revision, a recalibration with our 10 of Cups. This is our best lives. So right now we're working with the Cups. Remember, alchemy. And this has to do right now with she who avenges, nemesis, revenge, outcomes, and justice. So we're healing from literally revenge. We're not going to feel like we need to revenge because remember, we're learning how, or have been learning how to calculate karma, and we're taking full responsibility for our lives. We've left multiplayer where we're still blaming everything through separation. This is that person's fault. That was this fault. This is no. We leave multiplayer game, we go to the next level, and we enter a single player game where we realize everything is just God speaking back to us, communicating back to us in whichever which way, good, bad, dark, light, yin, yang, everything in between, in order for us to co-create our best lives. And we come home to the all, to the everything, and we just co-create a new. But we use the nutrients from our past becomes our nutrients for our, our best future, our highest timeline. But we have to laser focus through the present moment, because that past and the future are all happening through the present moment. It's all one right here, right now. And this has to do with our happiness. The Ace of Pentacles is here, and we're being gifted our happiness. That's what is being seen right here, and is, about to be seen. Well, I was saying today we got stuff playing here in the background. We're just gonna go like that. And healing from the 9 of Swords with the activation of the 9 of Wands. And this is where all this work we've been doing, where we're cleansing and clearing the toxic feminine. And remember, masculine, you have feminine within you. Feminine, you have masculine within you. We're all doing this together. Where the matter is mad at the energy. Okay? And that's what's happening here. The matter is mad at the energy. And there's some sort of separation happening through the mind. And remember, the mind, the swords, is connected to the force, the action. So we have to have a recalibration within the mind, our thoughts, and force, the action. So the Son and the Father. And that's in order for the matter. The matter doesn't feel like it needs to get revenge. We're learning how to calculate karma. We're understanding at a different level of co-creation and what we're doing here. So we're having activation, of course, with the Father, with the action, with the force. And one staff is just picked here, and that's the connection to the feminine. We're putting 8 staffs down in order to recharge. in order to heal with force, in order to see what we need to see with force. And this changes our perspective. Remember, angles of perception. And this has to do with all the possibilities opening. We need all these possibilities to open. Endless possibilities. That's connected to this space and place. Because we know what? We've activated the eternal child. We did that. And in order to do that, we had to let some stuff go. And this is really letting go of that, you know, I can't co-create as a child. I can't co-create with that energy. I can't. I'm an adult. I have to do things this, and this way. And no, that's a program. We're going to get back to co-creating with, you know, with creation at a whole new level. But we need the child. We need endless possibilities. So, she who waits is connected to what's happening here. And that right now is connected to the Six of Cups. And this is where the alchemy is happening, right here. Right here. Remember, we talked about this in part 1. And this is where, like, okay, this is where it's happening, right here. Right here. And we're going from the 5 and 6 of Cups, okay? We're going from the 5 of Cups to the 6 of Cups. We heal from our disappointment and sadness, okay? By the creation of happiness through the 9 of Cups. But it's connected to the 6. It's joy. It's happening with joy. It's happening with our connection to innocence and the inner child. And we remember that's because the Knight of Cups is seeing what's being created within these 6 cups. And he understands that that is connected to our talents and the confidence in our magic, our truth. That's what's being seen here. And this is where the reconnection happens between the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine, but it's happening through the cups. So that's what's being seen. She who sees, and this is connected to she who sees and she who dreams. Those readings are linked down below. And what is happening is she who frees. Carly, liberation, unrestrained freedom. Let's get the message. And this is how we're healing from victim mentality and expanding our consciousness and healing from separation. And the devil using our heart's desires to keep us separated. She who frees. Carly, liberation, unrestrained freedom. She who frees. Demonstrates how useless it is to try to bind her. She stands barefooted on the rocky shore, her hair blowing loose from the confining headband. Birds swoop overhead. The waves break upon the rock where she perches. Nothing can contain her. She has made the decision to be free, so free she will be. Her wrists bear the marks of shackles. She will always remember the lessons of wearing them, but now she tosses the broken, useless chains into the water. Within the waves, there is almost an electrical pulse as Carly's energy sets her loose. This is a being who will not be restrained. So look, has to do with choice. Thanks for bearing with me. I also have a massive cold on top of all of this that came out at the same time. in order to continue to create our best lives, right? Through the good and the bad. The message of this card is that you face a challenge only you can answer. Will you remain obedient to the chains put upon you, or will you cast them aside to live the liberated life? So let's say that again. Or will you cast them aside to live the liberated life? It's important to remember sometimes bonds are accepted. You should also understand you can change your mind about those restraints. You are at a point where you can end anything you feel holds you back. It would be wise to examine the chains thoroughly though. Who holds the other end and who holds the key? So here's some questions to ask ourselves. When did I first notice that I am being held back? What would real freedom feel like? What chains do I yearn to be free from? And this is what's happening here within this card, all of these things. But what's going to happen is she who enfolds, suave, embrace, self-care. So this has something to do with suave, embrace, self-care. And remember our connection to the eternal child. And remember, this is the Six of Cups. This is the Six of Cups. That's why. That's very important within this. And she who creates creativity, originality, and spontaneity. And that's what's happening here. And we have to not be afraid of our truths here. We can't be afraid of our truths. We're not co-creating with our divine counterpart and ourselves because we are our divine counterpart. So we're doing the work with ourselves. So this has to do with care for the inner child and these endless possibilities. And that's part of this activation. And she who emerges, enlightenment, mindfulness, and rise up, there will be an emergence from this because it's connected to the Eight of Discs, inner child healing and expanding through the earth. And remember, 8 Pentacles plus the Ace of Pentacles, and we've seen the Ace of Pentacles here twice. This is connected to the Ace of Pentacles, is the Nine of Pentacles. So we're working in the Garden of Venus in order to create love through the earth, in order to create love within the atmosphere here. And maybe we didn't see the second Ace of Pentacles yet. We saw the first one. There's a connection here too, of course. Autumn equinox and Halloween. This has to do with the moon moving into Libra. Balance being restored. We'll spin the wheel. The Adept of Swords is activated. Look at that, our liberation. But it's being activated with the Initiate of Cups. Right here. And remember what the Knight of Cups is seeing. The Knight of Cups is seeing within the cup everything that we've discussed. And that activates the Mage of Wands and a completion with the world. This is where now we've fixed what's going on within the mind in order to expand with force. And that is connected to the Ten of Cups. We know that's what we're working on here. This is what we're dreaming about. And that is being restored through justice. Right there. And love. With the Priestess is here. Now the Priestess is here to help us with what's going on. And what we're doing is we're healing with the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups right now is connected to the Devil. And where we're being in separation. And we're activating the Two of Wands. Remember, this has to do with force. And this is where we heal from the 4 where we're feeling separate. And we're doing that with the 6 of Swords. Remember, this goes back to the mind. We need to see something. This has to do with the confidence within our magic, which is the confidence within our truth. And this is where the Ace of Coins is activated. And it's happening right here. And we're remembering that these spaces are connected. And right now, there's a laser focus on the 6 through alchemy. Now, let's see what's being activated here. Let's see what's happening here. I feel called to go here. All right, what's happening here? Stability. Of course, we're working with the earth. So what's being activated here is stability with the negative tetrahedron of the earth. And this, I do believe, is the Ace of Pentacles right here as we heal with Mars force. That's what we're healing with, the masculine. So remember, we're expanding this 10 of Cups with the sun, with happiness, with the energy. And we're working with our life's purpose. There is our 10 of Cups right here. And we're doing it with our great genius, Uranus. And Capricorn, I use our connection to expanding with the devil. And this is connected to solar eclipse, and we know we're having a solar eclipse October 14th. So this has to do with that. And something to do with the moon. And this is the alchemy, like this is the alchemy right here of the sun and the moon coming together. Where is that card now? Guys, we have so many cards on the table now, but I kept out the 2 of Cups for this purpose, and we just saw alchemy. This is the alchemy of the 2 cups coming together right here. So let's see what La Luna has to say about this. Concession. We're expanding with the air here. And stone. This is connected to our new moon in Virgo. And Demeter, the red goddess of Virgo, right here, is helping us to find a solution with the element of air. Remember, we have to heal with the mind in order to heal with force. Our thoughts have to be in alignment with our actions. So we're activating with patterns of ourselves, of the old world and the programming. Remember, God always has a plan, and old earth and the programming is the activation of ourself. And we're activating with ourself here, and she's a scroll, and she's activating with her light codes, but her light codes are connected to everything of old earth and the old institutions. And that is her activation here of herself and her light codes, and that's what's happening. And here there's a full activation. This is the energy of Aquarius. This is where we heal with our solar plexus, where we find our personal power from within instead of without. And we're activating with the patterns of us. That's why she's upside down. She's doing it. She's doing her. And this is connected to healing with the inner child, working with the knights. And remember, the knight is seeing our talents and the confidence within our truths that are magic. And this is building the economy of the new worlds. Remember, we're building through the earth. This is connected to the 10 of Pentacles. And two paths become one. Two paths become one. It doesn't matter which way we're going to the same place. And we work with the white goddess of Pisces, Ishtar here. And this is connected. Remember, the moons are connected. The super full moon in Pisces is connected to this new moon in Virgo, which this is our activation. But it's happening through concession. The sun now lights only a thin crescent on the left of the moon, and it nears the end of its monthly cycle. During this period, the concentration of your mental abilities produces the seeds of the future. It's time for making concessions and adjusting ideas to new circumstances. And this has to do with no matter how much we love the company of others, we're finding something within solitude. We're finding something within solitude here that we need to heal, that we need to see, that is helping us to expand with love. All right, guys, where are we going? Where are we going? Let's see. Where are we going? We're healing from fragmented energy. We're putting the pieces together. Because we're in a time of transformation. This has to do with the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. We're healing from loss. We're healing from a loss, but our ships are going to come in because of this. Yeah, intuition and manifestation. We're going to manifest. We're in a time of discovery. So we're working with spirit in order to manifest through our intuition. We're in a time of discovery, and that's exactly what we're in. Look, that's exactly what she's doing with this pentacle. Where did that go? We're in a time of discovery. With our intention, right? Now a card fell on the floor, so let's see what it is. Through what? People. This has to do with celebration. This is the celebration. We're going to celebrate with people. Something shifts here. We expand our consciousness and we become optimistic. We become the positive charge. Remember, we're healing from victim mentality by expanding our consciousness, and we do it here through optimism because we get back to joyous fun with our energy. This is back to the 6 of Cups. All right, guys, how we doing it? Let's go to Patch here. Might as well get Patch out. This has to do with the child. What's happening here? Oh, guys. Oh, flew out over here on She Who Emerges. And there it is, the sun. We heal from narcissism. We're expanding our 10 of Cups with our happiness, with the sun, with our energy, thanks to the Queen of Wands, the restoration of our passions. We heal from frenzied energy. We become passionate again. Why? Because we're healing from our we're healing from our worries, and that's what this has to do with in the mind. We have to shift the mind. We have to heal with force. We have to heal with the energy by shifting the mind through the earth. Remember, because this is about the earth. So we're going to heal our mind by healing from worry. And we go from frenzied energy back to our passion, our passionate energy, and we have illumination. All right, guys. Love, light, and healing energy sent your way to create today. Until next time, when we expand off this, you know I am sending it to you. Those good healing vibes. I love you. Take care and see you then.